So today, I want to talk to you about the good news about guilt and grace. I heard this story once of a young woman who for many years could not sleep at night. See, she was always worried that her home would be burglarized. Well, you guessed it, one night, as she lay awake in bed, she heard a noise downstairs. She woke up her husband, who went downstairs to investigate. And lo and behold, as the husband walked downstairs, there was the burglar standing right in front of him. The husband said, "Come upstairs and meet my wife. She's been waiting for you for 10 years. You see, worry and guilt, man, they can steal from you night after night after night. A burglar can only steal from you once, but worry and guilt, they can steal from you for years. So let's admit it. All right, let's admit it. We've all been caught with our hand in the cookie jar. We can all boldly profess, I'm guilty. I did it. I messed up. I hurt somebody with my words and my actions. James, the brother of Jesus, said it like this: "For whoever keeps the whole law, but fails in one point, has become guilty of all of it." You see, in our world, according to our standards, there are different levels of guilt, aren't there? And there's different consequences delved out for the different categories or the different levels of guilt. But according to God's economy, according to God's law, if you break even the smallest of what we would call the smallest of sins, a little white lie has the same guilt, the same sentence, the same punishment as a more serious sin. For whoever keeps the whole law, but fails in just one point, has become guilty of all of it. And the truth is, we've all slipped up. We're all in the same boat. We've all messed up. We've all hurt other people with our words and our actions. And I'd venture to say all of us, we've had those feelings of guilt. I mean, guilt that just kind of overwhelms us. So let's deal with it together, okay? Because God has an answer for those feelings of guilt. The psalmist writes, "My guilt has overwhelmed me like a burden too heavy to bear." I mean, you can just hear his pain. I'd venture to say every one of us knows that overwhelmed, burdened feeling. That feeling of, I sure hope nobody finds out what it is that I did. I sure hope that nobody finds out what I said. Have you ever thought about this? I mean, what is the purpose of guilt? Is the purpose of guilt simply to make us feel bad? Is the whole purpose of guilt a punishment that we feel bad for a certain amount of time? Now, I'll maintain that guilt is like a warning light. When guilt goes off, it's saying that something is wrong, that something needs to be fixed. It's almost like the check engine light in your car. Now, when that check engine light goes off in my car, at times I just want to ignore it. I mean, right? We want to pretend it's not there. You know, put a piece of duct tape over it, hope that it goes away after a couple of days. But if you ignore it, you break it. If you ignore it, the problem just seems to grow worse and worse. Now, see, I'm one of those guys, in all honesty, if I cannot fix it with a can of WD-40 and a hammer, I cannot fix it. And so when the engine light goes off in my car, yeah, I'll pop the hood and I'll stand there and I'll look at the engine for a bit. But in all honesty, I've got absolutely no idea what I'm looking at. I need to take it to someone who knows how to fix the engine. I need to take it back to the manufacturer. And I think the same thing is true of us. When you've got those feelings of guilt, we need to take it to the manufacturer. We need to take it to the foot of the cross where we can find peace and relief.